What is up, everybody out there in YouTube land? Hopefully, you all are having a blessed and wonderful day. Today is the 11th. Tis the 11th. Is a Sunday. It's December the 11th already, which means, oh no, I didn't start this on the actual. I didn't start this on the first, so it wouldn't actually be going in terms of, or it wouldn't be ending tomorrow because it would have been the first through the 12th, but not the case. I think I started on like the 4th because the last video was day 8, but it was 2 days ago. So I think I started on like maybe the 2nd or the 3rd. Anyhow, yeah, so I just want to hop on here, everybody, and talk a little bit more about contentment. And I think, I did the previous videos where I was talking more on the side of things where where I was like talking. Well, last video I talked about being around people's presence. As a little bit of a background story for, I guess, those who don't know. I don't know that I posted it on. Well, no, I have posted it on here before on the channel, but I bounced around a bit in terms of content for this channel. So yeah, I think it's one of those things where if you have like any loved ones or close people that have passed away ever in life, it can be challenging. And they're always like, if there was genuine love there, I think they never really, go away. In terms of like being in spirit. So, or being within love, right? And I think too, just in regards to, like I think you'd really have to, I think, try hard to, just kind of not be attached to those people anymore, in my opinion. But yeah, so anyhow, the point of this video, or that was the point of the last video, and this is really more spending, or this video in and of itself is going to be more about spending time in the presence of God, right? And I guess to preface this, and I had literally been here before, it feels like, at the very least. But to preface this whole conversation, the thing I want to talk about the most is that when one is going about, and I think one thing that people can do when on social media or the internet or different various platforms, right, is that we can go about it in such a way where we are spending more time on the platforms, or we're spending the time on the platforms in an avoidant manner, right? And where I personally can't tell you anyone that I've come across in my lifetime that hasn't had some sort of avoidant tendency. Some cases are like definitely more, I think some people, it's like it definitely can be more of an apparent thing, and something one can point out, more easily, but that's a whole other topic. So with that being said, I just want to hop on here all and maybe take and this might be a little bit dicey for some folk. I'm just trying to stick with the theme and the motif, so it's not going to be perfect, I am sure. But I think if one takes the time, and this is similar to last week's video, and you'll have to forgive me if it's a bit repetitive, but I think one important thing to note in regards to going about navigating, utilizing tech, and having tech available to you as as a human being, is that sometimes it can definitely be the case where and there's nothing wrong with having fun. I don't think there's anything wrong with having fun. But I think it's important to go about having technology and then not letting that consume you, right? And I think in some way we kind of have like spiritual technology, right? That's the stretch. I think some people are going to be like, I don't know, feeling some type of way about it. But we do have, in I think some sense, spiritual technology. I think if we ask, we'll find. If we knock, it'll be open to people who truly believe, and everything like that. And I think if you're honestly seeking God, and you're honestly seeking the one who has effectively made everything, and then everything else is popped out of that as like a derivative, which is a trip to think or even like fathom. I think that if one goes about spending time connecting with that God and genuinely connecting with him, that I think there'll be less of a need for technology, or I think that technology will fall into its rightful place within the priority list. And I think that's something that I can, I definitely have not been the best at times. And I'm still a work in progress. I think that's maybe one area I can improve in, if I'm thinking about it genuinely. But yeah, and then just to continue off of that, I think like praying or withholding from certain things, or being more disciplined with certain things, like if we're withholding from like food, then and we like spend that time praying, right? Or and what I believe to be true, reading the Bible, interacting with his word, because sometimes I think people conflate reading the Bible with like the religious aspect versus like having a conversation. So yeah, so myself included. Selling myself out. But yeah, and then just along with that, like, you know, just really, just really like taking that time to, you know, just honestly seek like outside of yourself, right? Outside of your own understanding of things and outside of your own thoughts, right? Which 100% can be terrifying, and I don't blame you if you feel terrified at all. But if you do it and you do it sincerely, then I think even if it's like a small, tiny bit of growth, I think that's better than nothing, right? Yeah, so just something to consider. I didn't want to make too long of a video. Yeah, and I think I feel like I've made this video at least 2 other times in my life, ironically, and I feel like this is maybe the third time. So hopefully, you know, third time's a charm. Hopefully I just leave it up and I'm like, cool, that is what it is. I feel good about that video. I made that video to make that video and to add value to you all out there. And, you know, just hopefully that's the, I did the right thing. And yeah, so I think it's like, what was it saying? It's like, do your best and let God do the rest. So I think that's my aim. And yeah, so anyhow, I hope you all have a lovely night. If anyone watches this that prays, I definitely appreciate any prayer that you are willing to give. Yeah, kind of, it's been a very rainy season, so I think sometimes while I enjoy the rain, I think sometimes still I can feel a little bit also dreary and rainy, in a sense. So yeah, but anyhow, hope you have a wonderful rest of your week, or yeah, I mean, regardless of, I guess, when you watch this, because it's kind of the weird abstraction of YouTube in a way. Yeah, so peace.